Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager number 368U. 368 is a sign by Hager. The U, of course, is going to stand for UNISEX. You change that to an M or a W, and you can certainly use your imagination and figure out what sign you're going to get. This is going to be white letters and symbols on a black background, a code-compliant combination of colors. Braille down at the bottom. Self-adhesive tape. 125 thousandths thick. I'll tell you, it does feel thicker than their competitors. I don't know that as a fact. I'd have to look at other manufacturer signs, but it does seem thicker. They say 0.125. My caliper tells me 0.117. Size 6 by 6. Oh, 8 by 8. Okay, so 8-inch wide. All right. 7 15/16 by about 7 7/8 perhaps. Getting some wear on that tape measure. Self-adhesive tape on the back. I know I just said that. This can also be ordered for a screw attachment as well, and very typical common equipment that you're going to see in public spaces, obviously. There is a link below this video to a document called Product Catalog that will allow you to review all of the signage from Hager. And you'll scroll through towards the very end of the catalog to get to the 368U. And they're also going to show you the variations on color. So while it's a 368U, this one is specifically a W2, which is for black. You can see W1 for brown, W3 for blue. When ADA was first passed in the very early 1990s, all the signs that I saw were blue background with white letters. Not being up to speed in terms of the evolution of that A117 document. At some point, obviously, other background colors were permissible, or therefore permitted. They may have always been permitted, but I sure never saw any black ones day one. And I'll tell you, just may have been 1991. I believe it was passed in 1990. It's federal law, A117, the accessibility code. And I'll tell you that if it was a Wednesday that it was passed, on Tuesday people walked in and asked for knob locks. On Thursday they walked in and asked for lever locks. And that was it. Overnight. Literally overnight is how that changed. In Evanston, Illinois, there was a handicapped person or disabled that was making the rounds, going to all of the public facilities, and there's a major university in Evanston, Illinois. And this client, she wasn't a client, but Northwestern, the college was our client. This resident went to all of the buildings and said, "Listen, I'm handicapped. We've got some laws protecting us now, and in 90 days, I'm going to call the inspector and file a complaint if this opening is not handicap compliant." And certainly, you don't want to have a situation come up where someone is treated unfairly or prevented access to something. And the word I'm looking for is discriminated. All you need to have is someone in your family who's disabled or know someone who is, to realize how important accessibility code is. And sure enough, you know, all of those places were turned into handicap-compliant openings. And then on that project, a very historic building on the campus needed to have handicap compliance, and we were able to come up with very quickly a pneumatic door opener. It was a, operating an automatic operator. So as an aside, that's how immediate the impact of handicap compliance became. And 30 years later, we continue the tradition of making all openings that are required to be handicap compliant exactly so. So that catalog is handy because there are options when it comes to signage Not all of it, of course, is going to be mandatory for compliance with ADA regulations, but much of it there is. And Hager represents a comprehensive offering of that material. And the very last page, the 370 series, those were the original signs. Those are the ones that you saw all the time. That was the common material. So that catalog's handy. You can see all the different color options as well. The other signage that I'd like to point out to you would be the 360H and L, the little push and pull signs. Those are really handy because, first of all, they're relatively small, 2-inch by 4-inch, and they really help people identify how to use a door. And how to use a door, or I should say, instruct them on the swing of operation. Now, people don't need to be taught how a door swings or, how to open or close a door naturally. But there are instances when it's not readily obvious to someone the direction in which to egress. You can have casework, trim work, door hung on invisible hinges and a concealed closer, and the door is flush, and you literally have no idea how this door is supposed to move, because when I approach a door, I'm looking for the indicators. How does this door swing? I'm looking for hardware that will tell me the direction of swing. And when you strip those indicators off, to the layperson, it might be something important to have on there. I've seen that 361 material in public libraries on their bathroom doors. I've seen it in major retail locations on their exterior doors. They may not be Hager, but the point is the same: engraved push or engraved pull, self-adhesive. Really makes a lot of sense to have that on there because it's not always readily obvious how a door does swing. Very helpful, and works towards proper and safe operation of a door. It's a typical sign, but there's a lot more to it than just that. There is, interestingly enough, a link below this video to the manufacturer's page within our website. From there, you're going to be able to review Hager's product catalog, a link to their website, all the Hager products that we sell, the Hager keying service manual, which if you touch on locksmithing at all, you might find that an interesting document. But there's also a link to the handicap compliant, to the ADA, to the federal code A117 ADA compliant document. Should you want to investigate the requirements of signage further, that document is provided there for you. Any questions on the 368U, UNISEX sign, or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.